It's the great 20th century philosopher Ian H. Beckles. Remember, tonight, Aloft, Midtown. We'll be watching the Bucs and the Lions game. I'll be there in about the second quarter after my practice is done. Make sure you go check them out. Ian, Tony Mayberry, Mark Royals, Ty J. Armstrong, and you never know who the heck else is going to be there. What's going on, my brother? How are you?
Chilling, bro. Just enjoying your show. That's it.
All right, Gruden, Gators.
I mean,
no way.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel about.
No,
Jon Gruden.
I know, but just aside from that, like, bro, with all this stuff, he's got this nice cushy gig with Barstool, and you know how this is. These coaches, they go through the ringer, and then they go on social media, or then they're on these shows like Belichick last year, like Nick Saban right now, like Gruden now, and all these guys. Everything they say is right. They're the darlings. They're the belle of the ball. But you know what they're not doing? They're not coaching. They're not coaching. And that, to me, takes years off these guys' lives. And I think it's more of a fun thing for people to talk about. The last time he coached, it wasn't good. There's been a lot more bad football we've seen from Jon Gruden over the last 15 years of him coaching. I mean, that Buccaneers Super Bowl is farther and farther away. Other than the name value, I just don't see how that works.
Well, I think if you would have told me 20 years ago that Bill Belichick was going to take over a college team and they were going to look worse, I would be like, that's no way. I mean, he knows so much football that's impossible. It's a different day, Jay, okay? Belichick probably would have succeeded in college 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Saban can't even succeed now. How is Jon Gruden? If there's certain things we know about Jon Gruden, one thing we know that he's not overly popular. We have to agree with that, right? Because you've heard people, teammates, everybody speak against him. How would he exist in today's college? It's not going to happen. Like, these players don't want to be with somebody who's going to check them every 2 seconds and be Jimmy asshole. They want to be comfortable. I don't think Jon Gruden works today, personally. I don't.
The only people that really vouch for him are the people that he won a Super Bowl with, right? Because then
Well, Jay, a lot of those people that he won a Super Bowl with, I'm personal friends with. And they don't speak like they speak in the media when they speak of him. And this is the long and short of it, okay? Pick any name. If you ask somebody a question about Jon Gruden and they don't like him, and they speak out against him, they're going to be crucified. Right. What's he complaining about? He won a Super Bowl. It doesn't mean that Jon Gruden's a good person. It doesn't mean listen, there's nothing that can be said to take away his Super Bowl. Nothing. But if people ask me specific questions, ask me, is Jon Gruden a great offensive mind? Maybe the best I've ever seen. Ask me if he was a good person. Not to me. So it depends what you want in a coach, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And speaking of coaches, we got a couple of good ones tonight, man, with Todd Bowles and Dan Campbell. You couldn't get guys that are more different, with Dan Campbell going crazy and Todd Bowles and very stoic on the sideline. But, man, two good teams tonight. Beck, a lot of people are saying, oh, man, full backups in the secondary for Detroit. Why does it matter less for a good team? And I said it before just because I feel like they coached up well. I think the depth is there. You have guys that aren't, terrible. They're not UPS drivers. They're just competent. They're just not as talented. But can you expound on that a little bit more, where this isn't, even though, they're going to be a bunch of backups in tonight, why this doesn't automatically mean that the Lions are going to lose? Because I just feel like they're coached up better.
Well, first of all, you compared Todd Bowles and my guy Campbell. You said they're polar opposites. I think their personalities are polar opposites, but I think if you understand the philosophies that they teach will be almost the same. Mm-hmm. Show up, work hard, be accountable, little things. Most coaches have that. And if you're a Buccaneer fan, how can you make your mouth say, we're going to beat them because they're injured? Watch yourself now. Because are they more injured than us? I don't know about that, dude.
Right.
I think we're more injured than anybody else in the league. So if it's just about being injured, the Bucs would be 1-5.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about it. So I look at this team. I think it's going to be a heavyweight matchup. And the key tonight, Beck, to me, is the Buccaneers stopping the run and turning Jared Goff one-dimensional. What say you?
Well, we've talked about, this offensive line and how they succeeded despite them not playing well. They haven't, individually, they've had some good players, but as a whole, this offensive line has not been good. And we talked about why Kate Otten hasn't touched the ball as much, and he's been touching it more lately. You might not even. Kate Otten might come out with a '70s jersey today because you know what's the bad matchup is Heck against Aiden Hutchinson all game long. If I was the Lions, I would never put Aiden Hutchinson over over Tristan Wirfs. Never. I
Never.
would put him on Heck all game long. You better send somebody over there, or else it's going to be a 4-sack game, which he's had not too long ago. But it takes away from your offense. So let's see if that affects the game or not.
What about the other side?
Well, I'm not really scared of anybody just jamming the ball down the Buccaneers' throats. I mean, I've seen some teams have success, but never to the point like they can't stop them. I don't remember the last time I've seen that, to be honest with you. So it's going to come down to the play calling. The Lions like to run on first down, second down. I don't know if they could do that against the Buccaneers. I just don't think Vita Vea is going to allow them to push him around all game long. And when you come out 2nd and 10, this Lions team is one of very few that will still come out and run the ball. So you're right. I mean, everybody wants to talk about quarterbacks and receivers and who's hurt, but that interior line, man, that's when the games are won. And I don't know if we get the nod against the Detroit Lions. The Lions are really, really good in the trenches on both sides.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get your opinion on this too. I said in the open, like if the Buccaneers win this game, it just reinforces the fact that they're one of, if not the best team in the NFL as of right now. If they lose this game back and it's close, I don't know if it really changes how I feel about the Bucs. Like I don't think it's anything that, if they lose this game and it's a close game, you're on the road against one of the best teams in the NFL, not just this year, but for the last couple of years. They're well coached. I mean, if they lose a shootout tonight, 41-38, and again, knock on wood, nobody leaves with injury, I just go, hey man, they battled. You're not going to win them all. You're still 5-2, and you're still in first place in the NFC South. I don't know if you could say that about every single game, but I look at this one and I go, hey man, this you go up there and win. I think it means a lot. But you lose this game, I think you just kind of rebound and you get ready for next week.
Well, win or lose or draw, one game doesn't really mean anything ever. We just make it mean a lot. If you look at the narrative around the NFL every single week, okay, if you're a New York Giants fan, I'm sorry, it's too soon, but if you're a New York Giants fan, you guys came this close to thinking that you're turning things around, okay? But it's literally it's like 3 millimeters left or right, and you would have been turning your season around, and you would see the future, and you can see these young kids. Instead, look at this 3 millimeters, Jay. Instead,
I'm looking at you.
Y'all pooped on yourself, and now you're going to say, what now? So it's just, if the Buccaneers lose to the Lions, they just lost to a good team on the road. That's all. If they beat the Lions, they've already proven they can beat anybody. So it'll just go along. But if they beat the Lions in Detroit, there's no doubt in my mind right now the Buccaneers are playing the best football in the NFL. No doubt.
I stopped listening when you said Giants, to be honest with you. No,
I'm sorry. Jay, I apologize. I went to sleep at the beginning of the fourth quarter thinking, Ponzo, he's not feeling so well. He just had a procedure. I was thinking he's going to feel better about himself. And I woke up thinking, man, I hope Tom didn't watch that because that was an awful looking. And I was listening to some Giants fans on Instagram breaking it down, and they're going batshit crazy. And understandably.
Yeah, I think the big thing too is it was the depth, right? They lost their starting corner, Adebo. They lost their starting safety, Javon Holland, and the guy that came in, Drew Phillips, he's not even looking at the ball. There was such a drop off, and it reminded me last year when the Bucs had injuries and Josh Hayes came in and he didn't know what was going on, and we're like, what the hell? And your depth, man, you got to build up your depth because when you don't, you have some top end guys, and then it's such a big drop off, and you're not even coming close to being successful in the National Football League. It is what it is. It is what it is. Still with a rookie quarterback, it is what it is. But tonight, I'm excited about this game. Is there anything that overly concerns you about this one against Detroit?
Once again, if they lose the game, we're still in the driver's seat. We'll still feel good about ourselves. We have some excuses in our back pocket. But football's about matchups, man. It's not college football where you're going to go out and win every game, okay? Kansas City, if I would listen to everybody after week 2 in Kansas City, dead. They're done. They're done. This is it. They finally hit. Now what? Now what's the narrative right now? Do you think anybody wants to play Kansas City right now? Not I.
No.
So we overreact every single week, but that is why the NFL is beautiful.
Hmm.
Nobody overreacts in week 6 of the NBA or the NHL or any other league. Okay, so the NFL is one of those leagues where every single week that game is important. And even if you're 2-5 and you win a game and you're 3-5, you're like, oh my God, we win one more game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so it's such a big difference between being 9-8 and 10-7, and 12-5. It's huge. It's hard to show up 12 times out of 17 weeks for anybody.
Just got the unfortunate news yesterday, Beck, that Doug Martin passed away,
Yeah,
36 years young. I know he hated the nickname Muscle Hamster, but
yeah.
man, he had a nice little run there with the Buccaneers, and kind of crazy, huh, man? A guy that's not even 40 years old yet, and I think that was Jerome McCoy said something about like 6 teammates of his have already passed away. I think
Yeah,
4 from that 2013 team. I mean,
yeah.
life comes at you fast, man. But what can you say about the Muscle Hamster?
Well, it seems like too many former Buccaneers are passing, unfortunately. I never met Doug Martin. Uh, I was friends with Vincent Jackson. We were on air together when we found out about that. I was friends with Mike
Oh,
Williams. Mike Williams was here at the Dignitary Cafe with Heavy Lyrics and Chris Streets, often messing around. Nice dude, real quiet. I think it was the third time I met him. And I said, Heavy, what's up with that dude? And he goes, that's Mike Williams. And I go, what? The receiver? Like, I didn't even know who he was. So quiet. He was just to himself.
mhm.
So that was a travesty. It's obviously a travesty if you lose anybody this early. But I have to say this one didn't shock me. It didn't shock me because while he was playing and afterwards, I've heard rumors of him playing, like, living hard, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And when you live hard, you die hard. And, you know, while he was playing, and he had some success, but I think he left a lot of success on the field because I don't think he was completely dedicated. Because I was hearing stories of, Doug's in the Kennedy throwing up on Friday night and doing this. And I know some people saying I should deal this and that. But I feel bad for him because I
Yeah.
know there's people around him who miss him, but there's probably people around him that aren't shocked. Okay,
Yeah.
and listen, they had a reunion the other day, and I heard, I'm not going to bring up any names, but there's some other people saying, "Well, you see that dude? Like, I don't know. It's football. You can go a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of bad habits are happening in between those groups of people. It's scary and it's sad because it's just too damn early, man. How much of his life did he not get a chance? He didn't get a chance to even enjoy his retirement, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah, it's a good point. And now they're saying that he passed away in Oakland police custody. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those stories that we're going to really enjoy hearing about the ramifications and kind of the details of everything.
It's
Hey, I
not going to
wanted,
be good regardless.
yeah.
The details
Yeah.
aren't going to be good, unfortunately.
Hey, I wanted to get your opinion on this. We could have saved it for Wednesday for our Beckles and Recher podcast, but I wanted to ask you now. Travis Hunter last Sunday before the game got baptized at church, and Skip Bayless came out and said that this shows that he's not dedicated to football and this and that. I mean, Travis Hunter has not really jumped off the page. Like, he hasn't been a storyline at all, really, in the National Football League. He's been much more of a story before the draft, during the draft, but really, I mean, he's not playing a ton on defense. They're not really looking his way all that much on offense. Like, he's just learning the game. But I just thought it was something like this where nobody within the organization was complaining about it. He wasn't late, but I wanted to get your opinion on, is this just another talking head speaking out of his ass?
I don't know why people still listen to Skip Bayless
I'm with
personally.
you. I'm with you.
I mean, and listen, I don't dislike anybody in the media. I don't care. I don't care what they say. But why would anybody listen to Skip Bayless about somebody being dedicated in the locker room?
Mhm.
Like, in all due respect to Skip, if Shannon Sharp said that, it would offend me more because he's been in the locker room. And I would say to Shannon, if even Shannon Sharp said that, I would say, well, you got to take care of your own business, man. I mean, everybody has a hierarchy of importance.
Right.
If some people, I've heard Tony Dungy say religion's more important than football. It's not in my life, but I'm not going
Right.
to hate on him for making that a priority. So as long as he showed up game day and he wasn't late and he did what he was supposed to do and he was accountable, what the hell difference does it make? So if he went to Arby's before the game, it would be worse than getting baptized. I mean, come on, man. Just if he was a guy at the end of the roster, nobody would be talking about this. There's something about Colorado players and Deion Sanders that makes everybody talk about every little thing. Because everybody will say, well, Travis Hunter's not having a great year. He's a rookie.
Right.
How many rookies are having great years? The fact that he's out there starting on one side and playing on the other side, that's pretty successful to begin with. You're good enough to play on both sides of the ball as a rookie. I'm impressed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I look at it, and you and me are the same. Like, I don't think we're like overly religious guys, but like, if you're doing something like that, and you're going and you're trying to make like yourself better, and you're trying to make your life better, and you're trying to live by a strict set of guidelines that put you in a position to make better decisions on and off the field, like, I may not follow that same type of guideline, but good for you, man. If people are out there trying to better themselves and trying to be a better, whether it's a better Christian or a better like member of our society, like, shit, man, if you're not taking away from what you're doing professionally, who the fuck are you, Skip Bayless, to say some shit like that? Because all you're doing is talking shit about professional athletes. Like, that's what you're known for. Terrible takes and talking shit about guys. Like, let's not forget, who was it? I think it was Stephen A. that said it. You will always be the supporting actor. You will never be the main star, because if there was no sports, you wouldn't have a job. Sure. So remember where you are in this entire situation. I just thought it was so classless. And again, just another note of like, why do people still give this guy a platform? It's because he's got a following, and it's because he's done it, and he's doing these things with other NFL players. And it's like, bro, you don't prop him up. You prop him up, it just makes things 10 times worse.
But Jay, this is par for the course, though. I mean, this is what he's about. I mean, it's not like this is out of character. And I've been on the radio for a long time and talked about a lot of people, and I try to use the same mentality. I try not to get personal until it's personal. Mm-hmm. Like, if I don't like somebody, like Jon Gruden, people are like, why are you picking on Jon Gruden? I go, because I know him and I don't like him. Why don't you like him? I go, because I know him. So this person doesn't know Jon Gruden, but telling me that I'm wrong for my opinion, and they've never met him. So I tell people, don't like him. So what's coming out of my mouth really is not about me not liking him. This is my assessment. But Skip Bayless seems to be a hater to me. Like he seems to have been the guys that didn't like the athletes in high school, and just I wish I was tall, and that guy. He just seems like that guy to me. I'm not a fan.
No, me neither. Indiana wins over Michigan State. Any issues with that? I mean, nice and cool, calm, and collected. You got an interesting matchup coming up against UCLA this week. UCLA was winless, and then they've gone on a little bit of a run here. These are one of those games where you should win, but you never know, man. That's why you go out there and play the game. How are you feeling about your Hoosiers right now?
Well, Jay, it's I don't know how long we've known each other, but I'm watching the Hoosiers, okay? Mm-hmm. And I did something Saturday that I shocked myself.
Uh-oh.
I looked at their schedule, and I looked at Michigan State. And I go, that's not going to be a problem.
Right.
Never did that before, ever in the history of Indiana. Never. UCLA doesn't scare me. I mean, They could lose, but I've watched all the games. There's no reason why Indiana loses to UCLA. And I mean, they trounce people on the road, at home. Now, Penn State on the road, that's always funky, okay? So, but, losing your coach and all those kind of things, I still like Indiana. And then at the end, they got to play Purdue, which is the old Oaken Bucket, but I don't know, man. I don't like to be overconfident, but my team is making me overconfident. They're making me overconfident because everybody that watches them going, Jesus. Like, it's not like, hey, your boys got lucky. It's like, damn. Like, them boys is flying, and Signetti right now, as we stand, is the best coach in football right now.
Is college or pro?
College.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and he signed that extension, man. That had to make you feel good, too. He ain't going nowhere.
Well, you know how much easier it is, Jay, to recruit kids when you ain't going nowhere?
Yeah, exactly.
It's way easier. It's going to be beautiful. Next year, you're going to see top picks going to Indiana, and I don't know if that's ever happened before.
You have more faith that Indiana makes the championship game or the Bucs?
Oh, I bet on Indiana.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, make it into the Super Bowl, bro. In the 6th week of the season, the Indiana's played a lot of football already, and their path is not going to be the same as the Bucs' path. The Bucs' path is not going to be. Listen, this is how the NFL goes. Bucs could lose 4 more games this year, maybe 5. Okay, that's how the NFL goes, man. It happens every single year. You count a team out, they always come back, or one team looks like they're rolling and they poop it at the end of the year. College is a little different because it ain't an even field. Okay, when they play Northwestern, it ain't even. It's not even. I mean, Indiana is more talented. And hey, listen, I'm saying that because I used to be on the other side.
Right.
When we played Michigan, and they full of blue chippers over there, and we're a bunch of, hard-nosed, hard-working short cats. So, Michigan's offensive line, Michigan's linebackers never look like Indiana's. They do now. Indiana's players look like everybody else's players in football, and it helps.
What did you think of James Franklin at Penn State and getting rid of him?
I don't know where he came from. I don't know much of him. I do know this. You can't go to Penn State and do that.
Yeah.
Like, if he went to Indiana and did exactly the same thing, he would have signed an extension.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Penn State. Okay? Right. There's probably 6 teams that if you go there, national championship has to be mentioned. Indiana's not one of them. Penn State is one of them. And, people were saying, well, what if Cignetti goes to Penn State? And I looked at him, I said, and do what? Look at Joe Paterno statues. Mm-hmm. I go, if he stays in Indiana and wins a national championship in Indiana, there'll be Cignetti statues. There'll be Cignetti street signs. Mm-hmm. He could do whatever the hell he wants. If you go to Penn State and succeed, they'll go, they've done it before. Indiana, to me, is one of the best places in the nation to succeed because ain't nobody ever done it before.
History has something to do with it, right? When you talk about, coaches and things like that, because I think I was right in the assessment of, like, eventually you can't be the bridesmaid anymore. You got to be the bride, right? And if you're at a place that has a history of winning, like, you can't really relate to that if you're a Boise State, right? But if you're a team like, let's say, Notre Dame, and you're constantly knocking on the door, but you never get over the hump, like, eventually people are going to look at you and say, yeah, you've done this, but Alabama's another place like that. Florida's a place like that, right? Yeah. So you have to be able to win certain places. I mean, I think that's certain. And you look at Mike McCarthy, 3 years in Dallas, right? Pretty good record. Pretty good regular season record. Doesn't even get to a Super Bowl. It's different there. It's different with the Lakers. Different with the Yankees. Before I let you go, I want to ask you about the Florida job. And is it still the same thing? Is it still the same, high caliber job? And do you think they should go big game hunting, or do you think they should go for maybe a guy at a smaller school to try to do things the right way?
I hate giving those answers because, high profile, Bill Belichick's, stink. And then sometimes you bring in a guy you've never heard of before and he becomes Cignetti. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Cignetti came in, I'm like, from where? Mm-hmm. Like, I think he's from a little school in Miami, Ohio, something like that. I don't know. Have you met him? I know I have not. I've been to one game last year. I never got a chance. I would love to meet him. Yeah. But you don't know. Like, Tony Dungy was nobody before he got here. Then he's somebody. Jon Gruden bounced around until he won a Super Bowl here. Then he's somebody. So, do you go get a big name or do you go get an up and coming guy? Tony Dungy was an up and coming guy, and he brought another 8 up and coming guys on his coaching roster, and it probably ended up being one of the best coaching staffs of all time. So, listen, Florida is a top-notch school. If you win in Florida, you're God. But, Indiana, somebody said, well, Indiana's a football school now. I laughed, and I go, Indiana will never be a football school, and Florida will never be a basketball school. Mm-hmm. Never. It's never going to happen. People could like it, but you can't be both. I was talking the other day, how many schools in the nation can say they're both? Michigan, maybe Ohio State, both. Ohio State's not a basketball school. Michigan, maybe. No. Ohio State's not.
I don't think both? So. I don't think there is any.
I think you have to give to Michigan, don't you?
No, Michigan football, man. The big house. They have 100,000. Yeah, it's different.
Michigan basketball has history, though. They got history.
They do, but it's not the great. I mean, national championship, you give it to Ohio State. You know what I mean? You talk about history. I mean, the best recent history is Florida winning back-to-back basketball championships, but I still wouldn't say they're a basketball school. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Absolutely not. Like, you know why they're not a basketball school? Because both my daughters went there, and I go, can you get tickets? She goes, yeah, sure. You know what I had to do to get tickets in Indiana? I had to go to a player and get a ticket from a player, or else I didn't go.
Right.
It's just a lot of old, white, rich people in those stands. There's no students there. That's a basketball school.
I mean, think about the basketball schools versus the football schools. Like top of the dome basketball schools, you're thinking Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, North Carolina, UCLA, Indiana, right? Like,
yeah.
And while some of those teams do have good, I mean, even, I look at how good Alabama and Auburn have been in basketball the last couple of years. Really good. They're football schools. They're always going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like you're dabbling.
It's too
you're
far
dabbling.
away. But Alabama football is too far away from the basketball for you to ever catch up. It's impossible. Indiana could win 8 national championships in football in a row and not be basketball.
You do that, we might have to have a different conversation because you might get a couple of Indiana tattoos after that.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
The plumage will be out, brother. The plumage will be out. Dignitary Cafe, 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Go check them out. Best Kava and Kratom in town. We'll have our Beckles and Recher podcast on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Beck, let everybody know again what's going on tonight at A-Loft there in Midtown.
Yeah, for all you Buccaneer fans looking for a place to watch that Lions game.
Do you need an invite? Do you need an invitation?
No, man. Everybody's welcome. A-Loft Midtown. It's right there in Midtown, a little circle. It's a beautiful hotel. Sally Mar is above the hotel. It's a rooftop. We got a nice pool area. They got a nice restaurant up there. And we're going to watch the game, bring some big screens, be outside, be inside. And come hang out. The game's at 7. And there's going to be some of my former teammates here. There's going to be some Bone talent. And it'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Is Bert going?
I think Bert's going with his wife.
Oh, that's right. He is bringing his lovely wife.
You get to beat Bert's wife.
Wow. We need to tell her that she deserves a holiday or something with Bert.
Oh, no, she's got 2 or 3 already. I already gave them to her.
Oh, my gosh. It should be fun. Again, A-Loft in Midtown. We'll be there tonight. I'll be a little late because I got practice, but I'm going to come home and shower after, and I'll head up there and watch the rest of the game.
Yeah, wash ass.
Wash ass. Ian_Beckles on all social media platforms. You can check him out. And again, Beckles and Recher every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. He joins us every Monday at 12:30 here on the program. Beck, appreciate your time. I'll see you tonight, brother.
All right, Playboy.
Oh, wait. Did you get my delivery?
Jay, I swear. First of all, you're a dick. Okay? I looked at these. I got a package with napkins.
Okay, hold on. Let's set it up. So the other night we're playing poker, and I have my drink right on the poker table, and Smokey the cat comes by, and I go, no, and Ian goes, get down from there. And then as soon as, boom, turns, the drink knocks everywhere. Totally my fault, not Smokey's. So we're getting rags. I take like a handful of napkins off the bar, and Ian's like, that. What'd you say?
We gotta pay for those napkins.
He's like, I pay for those napkins. Paper is worth a lot more cloth nowadays. And I'm like, here we go. This guy, we're pinching pennies over at the Dignitary Cafe.
Nah, you gotta pinch pennies.
Pinch pennies nowadays. Okay, so me feeling as bad as I did that night, I went on Amazon and I ordered 1,000 napkins. But I didn't just order the napkins, did I, Ian? What did I do?
Well, you also put Ian Harold Beckles on the. That's why I knew something was up. You know what I'm saying? I knew something was up.
Yeah.
So, and first of all, I don't want your listeners to think that you did that because you felt bad. You did it to be a dick. Don't tell me, because right? Am I right?
Fair.
Okay, there you go. Let's just go. I know you.
Fair.
I know you.
Did you see the note that I put inside?
I didn't see a note.
Oh, there was a note inside the package.
I didn't see a note. That's why I assumed it. Mm-hmm. I think the Harold alone let me know.
There was a note inside, and
what
I said, these napkins are because the cost of paper is a lot higher than cloth nowadays.
Facts.
Beck, I love you, man. I'll see you tonight.
All right, brother.
See you.